Hello, today I will be going over Sage Knowledge. Now, Sage Knowledge has a variety of stuff. So it has books, CQ Press, Sage Reference, Sage Navigator, and others from Sage Publishing. And in the search bar, we are going to look up. What do we want to look up? Just because I've been doing it earlier, we'll do taxes. Just to make sure everything's was all working before I started recording. Alright, and you have a little filter result box on your left right here, so to help filter with content types, disciplines, works and selections, and publication date. You can save your search, edit your search, you do not need to necessarily log in. So you see we have encyclopedias, if I can even read. Go away. We have books. We have debates, which is part of the Sage reference. And we should have another one. Handbook. So for the most part, these are all ebooks. So we can click on the encyclopedia one, and then we'll look at the book. Now, it'll automatically, on this one, underneath the little box, go away, information of the encyclopedia will automatically give you the entries A to Z from the encyclopedia. So you can go ahead and jump to whatever it is you're wanting to look at. We can look at the summary, which is over what the book has. So if you're not entirely sure that's what you want, you can read through contents, reader's guide, subject index, go back to here, and you can cite, share, change the text size, and get the links. Well, let's click on accountability, or types of accountabilities. There we go. Now, this is part from the encyclopedia, and you can show page numbers or hide page numbers, so it'll tell you where it is in the book or encyclopedia. So just the section or chapter of said encyclopedia, and having the references at the bottom. And at the very bottom, underneath everything, you'll have references and knowledge. So anything that's remotely related or what was also off of the main page, you can just short on here and click through and find. Okay. And you can go between chapters on the right hand side, so you can go to the next one, go back. We're going to go back to the main page. I'm going to look at the book part and not just the encyclopedia. For the most part, it'll still be the same layout. But this one will go ahead and take you to the chapter that the link was on. So chapter 15, tax policy in the United States. On this page, you can jump to the paragraph that it is on. You can also go to the previous chapter or the next chapter. And you have a little box at the top that says back to table of contents. So if chapter 15 isn't what you're wanting, or excuse me, whatever chapter it is, you can go here. For the most part, layout's still gonna be the same as the encyclopedias. And of course, like a regular book, it has some figures or pictures. But for the most part, it's an ebook. So, nice and simple. And a quite decent chapter. At the bottom, we'll have their notes, corresponding chapters, and their references. At the bottom, you can go to the previous or forward. Then more from the CQ Press. Or if you don't want to scroll through, we can do the summary of chapter 15, so that way you can just read it, see if it's what you want or not. And go back to here, go to the table of contents as soon as it loads. So it'll appear like the encyclopedia did, but with less tabs. So we have front matter, chapters, back matter. So we can do arrow and show you what's at the beginning of the book, the chapters, and the appendix. And go back. So, but for the most part, ebooks. So if you need a book and you don't want to wait on a book, this might be helpful, but it may not. So it all just depends on what you're trying to search for. And that'll be all for Sage and Knowledge.